be, it's anybody but me and Ray that gets on. So that means, that includes you. You're part of the everybody, sorry. I love you, but I love me more.
But if you're not entertaining, I'm entertaining.
You're a slosh, that does not make you entertaining.
I'm not a slosh.
You're slurring your words and your face looks like you just ate a banana.
You know, I'm more confused why I would be.
Anything you wish to take up, you can take up with Phil.
What is this, heavyweight triple threat?
Phil's above my pay grade.
Heavyweight what?
Heavyweight, hold on. Ray? Thanks, Kevin. Ray?
I gotta save the...
Okay.
Test, test.
everybody. My name is Gordon Pepper. I am here with one Smash, which is what he prefers to be called. I like to call him Ray.
How you doing today, Gordon?
I'm doing good, Mr. Gillespie. How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you.
So Ray is the Southeast coordinator of the World Championship Series, and we are at Mega Bowl, and this is going to be really, really exciting. Right now, we are going to be covering the men's event. This is the qualifier to get to the World Heavyweight match. That would be for the heavyweight title that's currently held by Jacob Johnson. That event, I believe, will happen at 7 o'clock.
Yep, 7 o'clock tonight. Yes, sir.
All right, so Ray, this is your event. This is your baby. Tell me exactly how this works.
Okay, so normally this would have been a four-way match, but we had one of the participants was from the Deep South, was unable to make arrangements to be here. So this is going to be a triple threat match. So the first gentleman to win 3 games moves on to face Jacob Johnson at 7 o'clock today.
Okay, so I will chat a little bit about 2 of the competitors. I know you know the third. So the Northeast representative is Wayne Porr. He's from Hills Have Eyes. He's Gatorade. And he is looking to put a little haterade into these proceedings. He defeated Matt Koss to win the title last month. So this is someone who was not expecting to be here as late as a couple of weeks ago. He did have the Northeast belt. He is here. The other person from the Central, his name is Jeff Griffin, and he did expect to be here. He has known Jacob Johnson, he said, for over 40 years. He would love nothing better than to come in and grab the title. And Jacob, I believe, was here looking. I think he's still is here looking and watching around and seeing who wins. And so who do we got from Southeast?
So Southeast is Dan Bright, which most people, he's currently on Riot Squad, but he came from SBC, Straight Business Cartel, and he was actually in this match at Unholy when it was a 4-way match.
Mm-hmm.
So he's the only repeat person we've had so far this year to try to win the heavyweight match, the conference heavyweight match, to move on for the world title attempt. So he is, I believe, pulling double duty today too, where he's trying to bowl the uncapped, the 5-man uncapped at the same time. So,
oh wow!
Hopefully he's going to stay focused and do the thing, because we'd really like to get this world title back, either in the South or the Deep South for sure, because it just feels better when it's down south.
Well, I'll guarantee you it's not going to the Deep South. However, it could go to the Southeast.
Well, at the Southeast, the good part about the Southeast is, it was all one conference before, and our UBA growth going into Atlanta has really helped us, have the split, have the Deep South and the Southeast. So, some ways it's still all kind of the same, but yeah, you're right. It is different. So, it just feels better the closer it is to home for me.
Oh, yeah, and by the way, mass kudos for everything they've done with the Deep South and giving that its own district, not just with the heavyweights, but with the Vixens and cruiserweights and everything. So huge kudos going your way. You've done an amazing job.
What's going on, everybody?
In the Southeast.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate that. The main thing that I'm proud of is we got the Vixens tag series that we've been able to add, and we have in both the Southeast and the Deep South. Just the overall participation growth has been fantastic, and getting out there and kind of asking bowlers what they need and going from there and doing everything we can to accommodate without, giving everything away.
Understood.
So to speak.
Yeah, no, I understand that. By the way, Dan Bright, tell me a little bit about him, because obviously, if he looks familiar, yes, he was around in Unholy. However, this is not the only division from a single standpoint that he was a part of. I believe he was also cruiserweight champion at one point.
No, Dan, I don't think Dan's ever been a cruiserweight champ, unless he was when he was in Central or something.
Yeah, it could have been Central.
Yeah, because not since he's been down here. He joined WCS last year, before he actually even joined the Riot Squad. Mm-hmm. It was when he just lived in the South, so he kind of got some of his matches weren't ideal for him where they're at, but he's a hell of a bowler. He overcame, and he's my pick, obviously, to win this match.
If he wins, you definitely get to interview him. I definitely want you to ask him about what he did beyond the first year, because I could have sworn that I've seen him in WCS before somewhere.
Well, he's been in a lot of the promos. You know, we've completely grown our promo game. You know, and so anytime that the Riot Squad is a team that's very loud, they're very proud, and you know the camera migrates to them. So anytime that any of our cameras have been in the South, they find a way to get him on camera. He strikes a lot. He's got that like laid back kind of, he's still down to earth kind of guy. Like he's literally one of my favorite people on the Riot Squad, because he's just real down to earth. He can get a little energy going.
Dan brings the energy. Dan brings the energy, and more importantly, he elevates everybody with that same energy. That's one of the reasons why Riot Squad is a very tough team to handle in the Southeast.
Yep. And in this match, it's one of these ones where, most of these WCS matches are always 1v1, right? And so, Dan's got the advantage of having bowled this four-man, these situations before. So it's something that I look forward to, and I think he's just going to do a really great job here, and he's going to show the North and Central. The one guy, he looks kind of scary. The other guy looks like a Timu fish. I thought when I first saw him in the parking lot yesterday, I thought it was Stay Dangerous as Jeffrey Fish. Who he's been up here, and he's been in many WCS promo videos as well. So like I said, with this triple threat match, the first bowler to win 3 games will be the one that takes on Jacob Johnson today at 7 o'clock. So this could be over really quick, or it could drag out a full 7, just depending on how all of it goes. We'll see what's going to go on here. It looks like Dan's going to get up here, and he's going to throw this first ball. Not too many people you see bowling these matches with their hoodie and stuff on. But I mean, it's a legal jersey, so he's good there. They're waiting on a ball return issue here on 51 and 52. So. All right, our bowling balls are returned from the back, hopefully with no damage. I'm sure if there's any damage, the Pro Shop will be more than happy to take care of it here at Valero Mechanicsville here in Virginia. This is home of Mega Bowl. Mega Bowl has been up here the last number of years. It's the second biggest event that we have in UVA, and we're going to have our third major, so to speak, is going to debut in May, and that's going to be hosted by the Southeast and Deep South Conference in Columbia, South Carolina. So that's going to be a lot of cool things happening there for sure. So
I've been in the Deep South.
Mm-hmm.
People say in the UVA that it is a different world. Truer words could not be spoken.
Yes. But
it's in a good way. It's amazing. There is a mass amount of bowling talent. There's a mass amount of personality that's there. I cannot wait for the end of May to come down there. And the energy is going to be off the hook. Just like Dan Wright's ball went sort of off the hook in that first shot, leaving 6-10. There's Wayne Porr. Harder, but same result. Corner pin. So now if you lose a game, just wanting to put this out, if you lose a game, you're not eliminated. You're still in there for the entirety of the match until someone wins, I believe, what, 4 games or 3 games?
3 games. 3 games.
3 games.
Yep. So the most games we would have would be 7.
Right.
Or we could be done in 3.
That is true.
And if we're done in 3, the other 2 need to throw their balls in the ocean, down the river, on the railroad track, something. Because if they get swept in a 3-man match, that is just embarrassing.
You're driving all the way down here to go through 3 games. I know less than 45 minutes away from here, and I'm not being paid to do promotion, but less than 45 minutes away from here, there's a very well-known amusement park. Actually, one in either direction. They have their choices of which water ride they can take their ball and deposit it in, if that's the case, because they'll have more fun there. And Jeff right now having a lot of fun. He starts off with a strike.
Yeah, he throws the ball like he's angry.
That was definitely an angry young strike right there.
I mean, I didn't tell him to be on that hostile takeover team. Like, I mean, what's he so mad about?
He's hostile.
I see.
Put him on hostile takeover. He's throwing a hostile ball.
I mean, goodness gracious. He threw it so freaking hard.
Now what's interesting about this, and you're absolutely right, he threw it hard down in. Let's see if the other bowlers learn from what they did or if they're going to keep swinging the ball out. We can see what happens right here. Dan's still swinging it out, and he does not like the result. He missed the headpin completely.
Yeah, he, coming back, worrying about the traction. That's been the one thing in this center. Is some of these approaches have been the thing that bowlers have mentioned the most. Haven't really heard anything about problems with these shots themselves. It's been approaches from pair to pair. So the good part for these guys is the world title match is going to be on this pair too. So they'll have that to be the only advantage they get when they bowl Jacob. But they can't keep doing what Dan did there in opening.
No.
Heavyweights have to keep their opens to a minimum, if any at all.
Theoretically, this game could be over for both of them in the second frame if Jeff continues to like what he sees and continues to throw the ball the way that he's been putting it.
Yeah.
And again, both bowlers right now, Wayne and Dan, throwing the ball out there a little bit for Wayne, a little bit tighter than what Dan's been doing. However, we're going to see what Mr. Griffin has decided to do if he's going to keep that same line that he did on lane 51. And he sure did. Did not get the same result, though. 310.
No, yeah, that didn't go as far last time. It's almost like he threw it hard, but his speed was a little down on that one, and that's why it came in, and hit the nose and missed it, left the 3-pin there, and just smiling back at it right now, that 310. But let's see his. All right, he got it there.
Yeah, not as hostile in that first ball.
No, he wasn't as hostile in that first one, and he didn't shoot at that spare the way most people do. Most people would. Maybe he missed and got the spare. Most people put the ball between the 3 and the 10, but he spared. So how he did it really doesn't matter.
No, I agree with you. I don't think he meant to put the ball there. I think he missed, and the 3-pin just obliged. So third frame coming up, a small 1-pin lead over Wayne Porr, and a larger 14-pin lead over Dan Bright is what Jeff Griffin has. Of course, Jeff is the only person that's gotten a strike. Dan is looking to join him, and he does. He made the change. You see the adjustment that he did there. Much more down and in. He did not shoot the ball from the outside. Got rewarded for it.
Yeah, Dan's pretty good at reading lanes. Oh my goodness gracious.
And I was about to say Wayne's going to join them. No, he's not. 9-pin.
I heard somebody in the background say, "Welcome to Mechanicsville." So, got a little friendly ribbing going on already. Love to see that.
Well, this is the South. If you're not getting friendly ribbing or just ribbing in general, you're not in the South. And even in the North you get it, but not as badly as the South. I remember a couple years ago they had a couple of classic Mega Bowl matches where you had people storming the lanes. I remember your guy won, and it was a huge free-for-all, but in a fun way. Not a negative free-for-all, but a fun one where everybody's storming the lanes in a fit of gesture, or jest, shall we say.
Yeah, that was the Devin and Withers match, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was the good part about these matches when you get where it's conference versus conference in the finals is everybody picks a loyalty. You know, they pick a side. And
Sure do.
it was great for the South to have, you know, you had people running out there. You had wallets falling, phones falling, keys sliding over the place, you know, running Juice down because Juice almost lost that match.
He did. He had to come back to win that.
Yeah, and that was one of the better world title matches that, you know, we've had right here in this building.
Dan Bright finally with his first. I'm sorry, Dan Bright with his second strike. Wayne Porr looking for his first strike, trying to get on the board, and he does. And the double also cuts down Jeff Griffin's lead, unless he throws another strike, in which case he'll maintain that 14-pin lead. At least a 14 over Jeff, and then he will build an 18-pin lead over Wayne. Shot coming up here. This is where he lets it split. No split this time. There's a strike. Now he's got a 14-pin lead over Dan Bright, 18-pin lead over Wayne Porr, going into the first half of the middle part of the first half of game one. And if you just joined us, you missed three bowlers trying to figure out what the heck to do. It looks like all of them have figured out what the heck to do. Down and in seems to be the correct choice of entry. And we have balls, and now we need a ball return. I shall go get that. I will be right back.
Yeah, so the same thing we saw at the end of practice before we got started was some ball return issues. So hopefully they'll get that cleaned up because one thing in these matches, these guys want to have momentum and they want to, you know, have their feel, right? There's times when they're not striking that they need to take a breath and could use the break. But all these guys struck in the fourth. You know, Dan's up next. He's looking for the first turkey out from anybody. And now he's just got to kind of stand and wait and don't get to keep the momentum yet. But Mr. Bright is a great bowler. You know, he's one of my favorites in the South for sure. That's good. That's the turkey.
Sure is.
Yes, sir.
Squirted it out there, but as you said, it was good.
Yeah.
With the light side, I thought it was going to be a little bit more deeper, but apparently it doesn't have to be right now. At this moment, while I was calling the ball return, I wound up chatting with Jacob Johnson. Now, Jacob is the world heavyweight champion. One of these bowlers will be challenging him for the title in a couple of hours.
Yeah, and he kind of wants it to be Griff here, where he does his hair. He said he's his barber.
Well, that part I didn't know. What I do know is that they've known each other for 40 years, ever since their fathers were bowling in the same alley. It's interesting because obviously if we're going to call bias, and I am going to call bias, he's going to want his friend in the Central to win. You want the guy from the South to win. I want the guy from the North to win. Two people are not going to be happy. One person is going to be very happy.
Well, I can't help that you make poor picks, Gordon.
Right now, the one thing that was poor was Jeff's last shot. Leaves 3, 6, 9, 10. Looking to convert. If he converts, he'll stay in the lead. He completely misses all of them. Yeah. Oh my God!
Ooh. Yeah, that'll hurt. Because he had all the momentum after 4, and he spares there. He kind of can keep it right, and throw a bad shot to leave a 4 count, and then when you miss all 4 pins.
Well, he just gave away 12 pins, and he went from an 18-pin lead to a 30-pin deficit. And right now, advantage Wayne Porr by 2 pins as we go in the second half of game 1. Dan Bright looking to keep the advantage at 2. Light hit, that still goes down. Now, basically, Darren Bright with the strike here. Wayne has to follow suit, or it's the Southeast guy that takes the lead. And we will be happy.
Yeah, we're okay with that.
I didn't think you'd have an issue with that.
No issue with that.
No, not at all.
The good part, so Dan Bright has been the, that was a good shot there. Dan Bright's been the heavyweight champ in the Southeast all year.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Dan's, of the three of them, Dan's held it the longest, correct?
Yep, Dan's held it the longest, and he's one of those ones that you get to talk to every so often. We talk about once a month, and that's the thing I like about my job the most, is getting to know these people and gaining some mutual respect and some appreciation, and hopefully that will continue. And I'm hoping that Dan is not the Southeast heavyweight champ anymore after today, because I'm hoping he's the world champ.
I was going to say that would be one way for that to happen. Now, Dan's got a whole bunch of matches that you said that he's going to be doing later on today. So you said he's got this one, regardless of whether or not he wins. Uh-oh.
Oh, my goodness. Back. That's not good.
No, it is not. Jeff had control of this game. He really no longer has control of it.
Yeah.
So what sort of festivities is Dan going to be dealing with at 7 o'clock?
So at 7 o'clock, if he wins this, he'll be facing Jacob for the world title. I thought that Dan was bowling for his team in the 5-man, but he hasn't ran over there to bowl yet, so he must have got somebody to bowl for him, which is good, because, I mean, he's definitely one of the 5 best bowlers on his team.
I would say so.
But it's definitely key that, for him to stay focused on this, because, you win this, you beat Jacob later, that we get to hand you $1,000. So that's pretty nice. That's one of those things that I don't know anybody that's going to turn down $1,000.
No, not if you keep winning it.
210. Come on, Dan.
Whoopsie. Yeah, Wayne left a single pin spare, converted it, which could have given Dan the lead. Clearly the lead. Even if he converts this, which is doable, he is still not gonna have the lead. He's gonna be trailing by around 3 pins.
Look good. Well, too fast.
So right now it is a 15-pin lead for Wayne over Dan Bright, and Jeff is trying to figure out what to do for game 2. I will say this, if Jeff does go out the door, it is a 217 that will force both Wayne and Dan to go at least one double down the path. So it's not completely over for Jeff, but he's got to figure out some stuff, and he's got to figure out in a hurry.
So it's also very important to remember that you're winning games.
Yes.
Total pinfalls, completely irrelevant.
No, what does not count? You need games.
And it feels like this first game here, nobody wants to win it. Because you had the first 4 frames that Central had under control, right? And then you had where Dan took over for the South, where, okay, he got the middle innings, right? And
yes.
Then it's like we give Gatorade here, and he doesn't want to stick around for a Gatorade bath or anything, because he left the same thing that Jeff did earlier. So,
oh my goodness. I'm not gonna say what should be coming out of there, out of my mouth at that point, because the children.
Yeah.
That does not help. But by the way, Wayne does make the spare, so he's still going to be the leader in the clubhouse. I do agree with you. Part of this is trying to make adjustments to figure out what to do in game 2, but without realizing that you've cemented game 1, even though Wayne may have cemented game 1 by default. Ooh. And he leaves an 8-pin, and yipes. Another open, and right now, Wayne Porr is the only person that has not thrown it open this game. Now that I've just said that, nope, 10 pins. Now that I've just said that, that may doom him in game 1 for the rest of the series. Jeff really needed that strike in order to make his way back, and right now it is Wayne's to lose. A pair of marks. If he goes Dutch, Wayne will take game 1. And we have 3 out of 4 opens for Jeff.
Man, that dude had a promising start. And, like, yeah.
And the words of Phil Collins throwing it all away.
Yeah, he definitely threw it all away because, you know, I remember in the second frame, you were like, well, if he gets a second strike here, he's going to have game 1. And it's, oh, my goodness. He's a little too excited about that. It's the first game.
Special delivery for Wayne Porr.
But, yeah, they got to get ready for the next game for sure. It's going to take Porr to open in the 10th for them to have a chance. But
well, Jeff can't win, period.
No.
Yeah, Dan's going to go out the door, and Dan needs some major help from Wayne.
He might be in that that take 2 weeks off and quit phase if he don't start marking again, because 3 out of 4 is not.
Oh, is this right?
It wasn't pretty there for Dan, but I know he's got to be worried about that gutter being in his head too. You know.
Oh, I absolutely agree with you there. If you notice, he cut his shots short. All right, so real simple math here. Any mark from Wayne Porr, he takes game 1. If he decides to be just as philanthropic as his two competitors, then we got a shouting match between him and Dan Bright. For game 1. Oh my goodness.
Man.
Wow. Whee! 2, 8, 10. Actually, that 8 may have fallen.
8 fell.
8 fell, so it's 2-10. Regardless, depending on what he does, if Dan Bright hits the first strike here, theoretically he takes the lead.
Well, he's going to need the first 2.
Well, he's definitely going to need the first one. He gets it.
That one. All right.
And I say prophetically because right now, here's the interesting thing. Wayne's on a 190. Wayne is on a 191 if he doesn't make any of the pins, and he doesn't. I'm sorry, 199. 199, not 201, which means now a 9 spare gives him the win, and 8 spare is a tie. Yeah, I knew my math was right. I said it incorrectly, but the point of the matter is, Wayne needed 1 to force Dan to shoot the second strike here.
Oh my goodness!
And that's game over.
Man, what was that, man?
I don't know. Maybe he wasn't reading the scores correctly. Maybe he thought the game was over.
Yeah.
I don't get this one.
Yeah, I think that just got away from him there. I mean, Dan is smart enough, man. He knew he needed the double. Yeah, he just threw a bad shot, man. And the thing is about with these WCS matches too is like, you know, since the total pinfall doesn't matter,
Does not.
like you could win the set in theory by like 4 pins, but it doesn't matter if you win the games. That's all it is. So, Dan ain't got nothing to worry about here. You know, same thing with this guy.
Jeff.
I thought he was about to leave it too. Same thing with Jeff here. Is okay. They lost game 1. So what?
Whatever. Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
You know, you got plenty of time to win this thing.
Well, you got plenty of time to win as long as Nate does not win game number 2, and then all of a sudden they don't have plenty of time. And the other thing is this, as you said, wood does not matter. If Nate wins 199, 197 all 3 times, he's bowling at 7 o'clock.
Yep.
So, but I will say this, man, there goes the ball.
That didn't even make it halfway down.
No, it did not. At the end of game 1, Nate 199, Dan 197, Jeff 174. Northeast is up 1 zip. Yay.
Yeah.
Yay, Northeast. Obviously, long way to go on this. And let's put it this way. 199, 197 to 170, whatever, does not exactly fill my heart with the thought that you're going to be winning games with the 199. These bowlers are way too good. And Wayne trips 1 on the strike here. Wayne Porr back up. Northeast still on board with the strike. So right now we are at game 2. If you just joined us now, you missed a game. You missed a, shall we say, intriguing ending.
Yep.
Wayne Porr wins by 2 pins in a game that he, wow. In a game that he almost coughed up, he did not. Dan Bright from the South was in position to take it. He does not take advantage. Wayne holds up, and he does not take advantage of the first frame. He leaves a 9-pin. Can Jeff take advantage? He does.
Wow. That looked pretty good. That was impressive. Look how he threw it in the first frame in the first game.
He did. Just no consistency.
Then just went to the toilet after that one. Okay, spare.
Now, one of the things I'm sort of noticing here is the heavyweight champion in the back. I'm trying to see if he's giving Jeff or anybody else any information and advice. He is not. Jeff is not moved. More importantly, Jacob Johnson, who is a heavyweight champion, has also not moved from where he is. So he's letting everybody tend to it by themselves. Let me ask you this question as Nate gets front 2. If you see, let's just say that you're Jacob, and you see that Jeff is going to flounder in this game, do you waltz over to him at the end of game 2 and go, hey, buddy, here's what you're missing?
I mean, that's going to be bowler to bowler. I mean, Jeff's the type that, you know, if he's cool with you, you know, he's going to, Jacob's cool with you, he's going to try to, he wants your best. He's going to try to get you lined up. His goal is just to beat you. He's going to prefer to beat you in 4, but he'll beat you in 7 if he needs to. And so, yeah, because ultimately, it's kind of one of those things where if Jacob's not going to walk out of here the world title tonight himself, he would rather his conference keep the belt.
Of course.
You know, so that's going to be just kind of a man-to-man kind of thing if he wants to help him or not. But I think he'd kind of help him, especially if he asks. You know.
Oh, sure. Dan Bright, second frame, open. So once again, he's going to be trailing. Jeff makes the spare. Right now, they're even. The advantage has got Nate. Actually, no, I'm sorry. They're not even. Nate's got a double, so Nate's going to take the lead. The question becomes by how much. Right now, it is 10. It could be a lot more. Porr here looking for 3 in a row. First shot, got it. That one is the first time that I can say this during the match. Some of these shots were tentative. That one he buried. It looks like Porr's got a little bit of handle on it.
Yeah, he definitely got a great start here. You know, hopefully we get somebody that wants to win the game from start to finish and not, you know, 3 frames at a time.
Dan Bright looking to get his first strike of game 2. He's got it. 3 in a row for Nate. Jeff looking to also start striking. The problem is, this is the first time that anybody has looked good on this pair. And for both trailing bowlers, that's a problem because the person that's looking good is the person that took game 1, and that's not going to help.
Yeah, maybe somebody needs to change the music in his earbuds or something, because yeah. I hope he gets it together. Because the thing I don't want is I wanted to go to game 7. Honestly, I want Dan to win in 7.
Well,
just
we
like
love game 7s.
We
Game
love
7s are fun.
Game 7s always make it more. There's more energy. There's more. It's that must-win situation. You know, I know you're excited for.
I love game 7.
You're hoping your Gatorade guy wins this one.
Oh, pump Gatorade, go! Go Gatorade, go!
I mean, he turned his back on that. I would turn his back on it not because it was good, because that was awful. But he still struck.
He did. It doesn't matter what you're doing over there. It matters what the scoreboard says. Scoreboard says right now 4 X's in a row. And more importantly, the scoreboard says he is up by at least 30 on both competitors at this point. So both of them got to start cooking or game 2 is going to end brutally.
There you go.
Double for Bright. We got an ooh. However, we're at this point of the game, even though it's early, that the only way Dan's going to get back into it is if Wayne makes a mistake and there's a 5-pin.
And the
We
way
have
this,
a situation.
hey, and the way this guy shoots, his single pin spares. This might be a miss.
Keep in mind, he's put the ball in the gutter earlier on this match.
No, that was Dan that put the ball in the gutter.
They both have done it. Well, Dan did it on, actually they both did it on the spare. The only difference is that Jeff did it while trying to make a 10 pin, which he failed at. If he fails on this, I believe the dollar store does have its supply of baby powder, but he's not going to miss that.
Oh.
Barely.
Hey, but at least he knocked the pin out of the curtain.
He did knock the pin out of the curtain.
He just needed a trick shot to get him going.
I gotta ask Jeff here. Jeff, you weren't scared about that, were you? No, Jeff wasn't scared. At least that's what he's saying. I'm not sure I believe him.
No.
Yeah, if this is your first UBA match, if you miss a 5-pin on the spare attempt, bad things happen, and your, let's just say your facial complexion gets a little bit more rosy. However, the 5 right now that we're chatting about for Wayne Porr is 5 strikes in a row. Northeast with a dominant hold on this. Dan really's got to make the strike here, and he can't afford to do what he just did. That is another split. Wayne right now could be at 150 at the halfway mark, and neither bowler will be at 100 that's chasing him. The best any of them can do right now is the 96. That is from Jeff Griffin, and that's the guy that just left the 5-pin. Jeff shot here. This has got to be a strike for anything, and there it is. And let's put it this way. The best that either of them could do in this game is Jeff with a 246, and he'll be over 50 pins short if Wayne continues to do what he's doing.
Yeah.
So now Jeff is looking around to get some advice. Right now, Wayne, no advice needed. Front 5, going second half of game 2. Wayne Porr is already taken game 1 if you've just joined us, and he is looking for more. Obviously, if you're Dan or if you're Jeff, you can afford a second loss here. You cannot afford a third. And you cannot afford a third to Wayne Porr. That's a good shot. Now, one of the things I saw, A, he threw it all the way out, but B, he also slowed the ball down. Strike for Dan.
Yeah.
Six in a row for Wayne Porr. And this game now is starting to get mathematically out of hand for everybody. And then the only matter of suspense is, are we going to see a sanctioned 300 over at Mega Bowl?
I mean, you're counting your chickens a little too early. It's only the 6th frame. He's halfway there. I give him definitely some credit on that one. He had the one shot that went Brooklyn that was, he turned his back on because he knew it was a bad shot.
Uh-oh.
But sometimes you just throw a bad shot and like somebody said, you know, the pins giveth and taketh. So, you know,
Now if Jeff left that 5-pin on that same shot this time around and only the 5-pin, then we're going over to the general convenience store.
Oh, yeah.
Getting some baby powder.
Oh, yeah.
That is a UBA thing.
Yep.
So far, no need to go to the store. And so far, Wayne, no need to go get another ball or get anything else, and he gets the messenger.
My goodness. Oh, my.
7 in a row for Wayne as he tips the hat to everybody in, I don't know, salutation, appreciation, deprivation.
I mean, it should have been, he had to see it, you know. But
well, that's a second strike that he's gotten away with. That probably should not have been a strike. That probably should have been what Jeff just left.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, what Dan just left.
Yeah, Dan didn't get the same love from the 10-pin from the messenger. I mean, oh goodness. I thought
Wow.
I thought that was 7-10.
That was almost a hostile 7-10. He threw that ball at like, how fast did he throw? Yeah, almost 20 miles an hour. Dan will make the spare. However, I will say this: Dan will make the spare. With that spare, Dan now crosses over into 120 territory. Jeff with the spare crosses into 100 territory. The person that they're chasing is in 200 territory. So mathematically, this game is over with 3 frames left. The only question becomes, as we said.
Yeah, so now, I mean, we all got the people we're going for, right? We got our conference
Paperwork is there.
affiliations and
Yep.
all that kind of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to be mad if dude shoots 300 right here.
All right, turns around,
Nah.
and this time it's not going to fall. 2 pin. And he didn't like it, and he knew it.
Yeah, he did that on the last one. You figure that, going Brooklyn like that, he would have, not gotten as excited as he is right now. We've seen a lot of guys throw clutch shots and walk them out to win matches. And I wish he would have shot 300, honestly.
Oh, that would be fun.
Would have liked to have seen it, but
Yeah, now we have 3 frames of garbage time.
Yep.
Because the best that either person can do to go after him is a 212, and right now he's got a 2-0. So he doesn't even need a mark now. He just needs to keep the ball in the lane and not do what either of them have done earlier on this game. Oh, there's a strike from Dan, and there's a spare from Wayne. So now when move A209, he needs 4 pins. Actually, no, he needs 3 pins. I think he'll get 3 pins in the 9th frame.
yeah, he'll definitely make it work. I mean, there's no. He would need to quit if he can't get what you said, 9 pins.
3 pins in 2
pins.
frames.
Oh yeah, I mean that's. But hopefully these other 2 have already. They got to use these shots, these garbage time, like you called it. They got to use these shots to prepare for the next game because neither one of them want the embarrassment of getting swept in 3 games.
No. But right now that's what it's looking like because not only it's one thing to, like the first game, to only win by 2, everybody had their opportunities. It's another thing to win a game like this where you're going to be beating both opponents by over 100 pins. Now, Wayne just needs to hope. Now, I will say this. Wayne needs to, just trying to make the spare, he does not. Wayne needs to hope that he can at least hold the line up. Now, this is something a little bit interesting here. Talk to me about this one. You know what he did? He's thrown the ball on the left-hand side because he knows the game's over, and he's trying to continue to wreck the lines of the other 2 bowlers who just happen to be using that left-hand side. Talk to me about that strategy.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it before. We've seen it where guys have I remember when James Niffin was heavyweight champ, and he had a competitor that actually went into the pro shop and threw a ball at like 240 just so he could try to mess up the line because he was just getting his butt whooped.
Oh, I remember once upon a time, the team that I was on, Good Brothers, we were in the playoffs, and we had a lefty that was averaging 240, and the team that we were going against, half of their scratch bowlers did nothing but put balls in urethane on the left-hand side during the whole entire time of practice, trying to wreck the guy. It didn't work. We won 40-0, so clearly it didn't work. But same strategy. Sometimes it will work.
There's nothing better than being on the 40-0 win side.
Yeah, that's happened a couple times.
I hope to never be.
I don't know what. Oh, they're looking. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing here. Oh, they're just moving to the next game. See, that's not smart. I know that they want to move to the next game, but neither Jeff nor Dan have any semblance of what a line looks like, and they're throwing the shots away to go to the game. I think that is very, very unwise. What do you think?
I would take every shot that I could to get lined up. Change your ball, change your hand placement, change something. It's not what I would do.
No, absolutely not. I mean, you think you're going to magically find it in the 3rd game where Wayne's had the front 7?
Yeah. I'm not a fan of that kind of stuff.
Thought that they found something they don't want to show it off. I don't know. I don't get it.
No, it's more just them wanting to fast forward to the next game. You know,
Yeah, but
like,
again, that's terrible strategy. Sorry.
it is. You can see the pin spotter didn't appreciate what they've been doing.
No,
either,
the
so.
pin spotter didn't like it either. Pin spotter said, "Yeah, you know what we're doing here. See, I see what you're doing. I'm gonna say you can all kick rocks. That's what I say." In the worst Bolivian accent that I can do ever. So now it looks like Dan's trying to figure out something. Got to strike in 10th frame. I don't know what Jeff's going to try to do now. Oh,
Yeah.
now he's good. Well,
He's just throwing the ball.
yeah.
I mean, Dan is at least throwing good shots. So Dan's just got to, he's using the time to figure out what he needs to do for the next game. Because it's not over. Dan's had plenty of his matches where he's come back being down 2-0.
And it's not over, but.
Yeah, it's not over, but it's not looking good.
No, it is not.
And somebody has said, he needs to ball change, and
Maybe an alley change. At the end of game 2, Wayne Porr 231 to Dan Bright's 167 and Jeff Griffin's 138, and that is not nearly as close as what the scores have stated. And now we're going into game 3 and the triple threat. Wayne Porr up 2-zip. He wins one more, then he'll be able to rest his arm for a couple of hours. And if I'm Wayne, I want to get this over with. I don't want this even going to a game 4 because that's one more game that my arm would be using.
Yeah. Well, then the thing is, like, so if he loses this game, the problem is going to be now he's going to second guess everything.
Of course.
And then that's where it's like all that throwing away, that garbage frames and stuff. Like, come on, dude. Like, y'all should just kept, bowling. If anything, even he could have started figuring out where his next move would need to be. Once he did lose the line.
Well, at least Wayne Porr has been throwing out a strategy, which is wreck the left-hand side.
Yeah, but I mean, just because they're swinging the lane a little bit, I mean, neither one of them are lefties, so it's not like he's doing that much damage to it.
I don't disagree with you. I think everything. I'm trying to be a little bit contrarian here, but you're absolutely right. I don't disagree with you at all. I'm just trying to be a little bit contrarian to make this a more interesting conversation. But no, you're absolutely right. All three of them are being silly. I get it. You're up. How quickly have we seen bowling leads change? How quickly have we seen 0-3 turn into 4-3? That has happened. And in this case, you don't need to win 4. You only need to win 3 in a row. And it doesn't even have to be 3 in a row. You just need to win 3 before Wayne wins 1. I will say this. Both of the other bowlers are throwing the ball better. Dan with a strike. Jeff with a solid 10-pin.
I just want to see him make a single pin spare. Has he made a single pin spare yet?
Yes, he has.
Okay.
But not that one.
Yeah, okay. Because I feel like he's missed more than he's made.
You're not wrong there. But he'll make this one fun.
All right. So there is hope in this game.
Well, right now, strike, spare. Technically, all bowlers are even. Bright with the advantage on the strike.
Dan for a double.
Flight got canceled on
Flight's in.
Thursday.
Dan
Well-
with the spare. All right, good job.
There's no deep shot.
So right now, finally on the board. Well, everybody's finally on the board with strikes. The one difference is that Wayne's and Jeff's on the second frame. Dan's on the first, which gives him a disadvantage if either Wayne or Jeff double. Right now we're game 3. If you just joined in, it has been all Wayne Porr all the time. And we're continuing to see that double from Wayne. Wayne's taken the first 2 games. First one he barely got away with, 199 to 197, and he got away with it because Dan Bright needed a strike and didn't get it. Second game, no doubt, had the front 7 and won by over 100 on one and 40 on the other, and there's a strike by Dan. That's good for Bright because the damage is down to 10. Now, if Jeff can strike here, he ties. If he can't strike here, Wayne once again will have the lead, and it's once again off to the races. And that is a race they need to catch him, because if they don't, Wayne's going to win 3-zip. Looking to double. Oh, there's a, oh. I was about to say there's a double with the wrong one. 4-pin goes down, 6-pin does not.
Yeah, I haven't seen anybody trip the 4-6 in a while. That would have been kind of interesting.
That would have been cool.
Yeah,
I would have liked that.
That would have been interesting.
So even if he makes a spare, Wayne Porr will once again be up by at least 10 on Dan. The one difference again, Dan is on a strike, so he can at least keep pace with Wayne if he makes it, or tie him if he doesn't. Jeff, once again, down by at least 20, if not more, going to the 4th frame of Game 3. And again, anybody not named Wayne needs to win this one, or it's over in 3. Wayne looking for double and hold on to the lead. He does. That was buried, and that was, I don't want to say, I don't want to say this. It didn't look like he put a lot of work. It wasn't effortless, but it looked it. I mean, clearly he's cranking the ball a little bit, but just the way that he liked it, the way that it moved, it looked like he didn't have to put a lot of thought into it. That's what I'm thinking. Now back over to Dan. Bossman volleyed onto his court. Can he strike to keep up? Yes, he can. And for the first time in this whole entire match, the South looks like they have some life to them.
Yeah. He got some clappers back there. He got some people going for him.
Definitely got some clappers. And again, Dan Bright, one of the best in the UBA Southeast. Period, exclamation mark, end of story. So to him to see him struggling like this, a little bit surprising. To see Jeff struggle like this, also a little bit surprising. But the one advantage that Jeff has here is he doesn't have to win. He needs to make sure that Wayne doesn't win.
Right. Yeah, so you kind of like almost can get a get out jail free card.
Yeah.
So to speak. But he might want him to go ahead and win it in 3 because I mean he
paceless lineage.
Yeah, I mean it's, you know.
Well, I don't know. I mean, if I'm a bowler at this level, I'm never going to give up.
Right. Oh, no. Hell no. No. That's the format helps that too, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to give up, even when it can feel like it's over. But until it's mathematically over, it's not over. You know, I've seen people bowl matches where they didn't count the pins right, and they intentionally threw a ball in the gutter to try to clear deadwood.
Absolutely.
And they've lost. So,
we've all seen it.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where, you know, Dan can't control if, you know, if this guy got a ham bone now. All he can control is his lane right now, and he's still mathematically in this game.
He absolutely is, but he needs some help from Wayne. Wayne's not giving it. He also technically needs some help from Dan because he needs Dan to follow suit. That ball's way out there. Nice. It comes back. 3 in a row for Dan Bright. Deficit is still 10 pins, and right now Jeff's just looking for a line. And that's not it. 2 pin.
Might be a line for the bathroom or something. He might find better. Might try that line.
Maybe he needs to go to the bathroom for inspiration.
He needs something.
But again, the way this format is, he can look horrible now. He just needs to get 3 games before someone else does. And right now, he is hoping that'll get at least a little bit of help from Dan to take one game from Nate, block the pressure, and then that'll give him a little bit more time to try to get his game going.
Yep.
So not over yet. However, he is again relying on Dan to do his own work. Jeff far behind both of them going into the second half of game 3. Wade didn't like that shot, and he's going to get away with it with another Brooklyn.
Another Brooklyn. My goodness.
Is there a Brooklyn in Virginia? Like Brooklyn, Virginia? Anywhere near Mechanicsville, maybe Brooklyn Street?
I don't know. Virginia is the state for lovers, and he must be loving Brooklyn because he has been hanging out there way too much.
Yeah, I wonder where Brooklyn is if she's hanging out somewhere. Dan needs to follow suit. He does. 10 pin goes down. So despite all the theatrics that we've gotten from Wayne, and despite all the theatrics that we've gotten from the pins falling in all sorts of directions, the lead is only 10 pins. And Jeff is hoping that at least stays that way while he tries to figure out what's going on. And there's a strike.
That looked good. That was one of his better ones.
Yeah. Well, they're saying Jeff, he's not done yet. Well, he is done for this game. He's done. But again, if Dan wins, they're right. He's not done yet. If Wayne wins, then the match is over and everybody's done. Wayne is still up by 10, 7th frame. And I believe I'm joined by a champ right here. Hello, world champ. Oh, and that is a big, big non-strike. As Jacob Johnson has said behind me, that is the opening that Dan needs. As we have said, Jeff is not completely out of it, but he cannot have Wayne win. He needs Dan to win this one. And Dan will be on his way to winning this if he can get a strike right now, and he does. 5 in a row for Dan Bright, and Dan right now is saving Jeff Griffin's bacon at this point. If there's any good bacon, he was saving it. So anyway, how are you doing, champ?
I'm doing pretty good. Just I thought I was going to be watching some good bowling. It seems like there's some struggles going around, but Bright looks to have corrected it, and hopefully he can hang on for Jeff's sake, him and Jeff's sake. Bright needs to hang on.
Yeah, I was going to say you are seeing good bowling. However, it's coming from the bowler that you don't want to see it coming from. And Jeff agrees, Jacob agrees, laughing at me. 8th frame coming up. It is now, let's look, if Dan goes out the door, it's a 280. Wayne cannot catch him. At that best Wayne can do, if my math is correct, is 268. So theoretically, Dan up by 12. Wayne's got to get back on the striking chain. He does. There's another messenger from Wayne. Now, here's a question. Can Dan Bright hold on? Because if he does, then Jacob's friend gets to stay and hang out for another game. If he doesn't, then you get to hang out with Wayne Porr at 7 o'clock tonight.
Here we go. We're going to see.
Here we go. We're going to see. 6 in a row possibly. No. 10 pin. Back and forth we go, and now it is Wayne that has the advantage going in the last 2 frames. We'll figure out the number count momentarily when we see whether or not he makes a spare.
It's rough to see it when you need the shot, and then you see that 10 pin stand up on you. It's rough to see that.
Yeah, Jacob has said, and he's absolutely right. It is rough to see the 10 pin up there when you need it and you don't get it. Sure is. 8th frame coming. 8th frame almost concluding. Dan needs to make that. Ooh, and he does. Now again, recalibrating the math. It is now a 9-pin game. Actually, no, it's an 11-pin game. Oh, no, wait. I'm right, 9-pin game. Wayne can go out 268 and 259 for Dan. Now, the bigger advantage that Nate has is that he's on a strike. Double here would put a lot of pressure on Dan, and there it is.
It almost forces Dan to have to strike here.
Oh, not almost. It does force him to strike here. No, almost about it. Best he can do is a 249 if he does not strike here, and if he doesn't, then Nate only needs a mark. With good count, obviously, but that's all he needs. That's when pretty much that's to be a strike, and it is.
That's a huge shot.
That is a huge shot. Now we're hearing the specters come about, including one guy that happens to have a mic that says, "Come on, Dan," and another guy that happens to be holding on to a mic right now.
Like, surprisingly, he's not as far back as you would think.
Well, here's the interesting thing. If Nate opens and Dan opens and Jeff strikes out, Jeff will win this.
I'm going to buy a lottery ticket if that happens.
Well,
Well,
Dan,
I mean,
he's
I
only got like
don't-
21 pins.
I don't see that.
You got Max 46, Max 46 for Central, and if he doesn't strike here, it gives him a chance. Gives
Well,
both of them a chance.
This is for at least the first one. He got it. Nate needs 2. If he gets the second one, this is over. I'm sorry, Wayne needs 2. If he gets it all, it is over.
Well, again, it's one of those situations where he doesn't even need to strike here. Dan just needs to not strike here.
Yes,
And
that is correct too. Actually, no, not true, because Jeff can come in and steal.
well, Jeff can go 46. He's already got 46.
Actually, no, you're
beat.
right. He's on 40 pace right now.
So Dan
but
doesn't
Dan
strike here,
needs
it's
this
over.
one,
Well,
and he
Dan-
gets it. Jacob is right. His math is correct. I was trying to give Jacob a false sense of hope. That's not going to happen.
Well, like I said, this is the shot this is the shot right here.
Sure is. This is for game, set, match. Got it.
That's it.
Yeah,
There
That
it
is it.
that's it.
Well, now it's it. If he missed and Dan struck out, he wins.
That's
But it
right
does
there.
not matter now.
I mean, unless it throws a gutter ball, and we've seen that happen today.
We have seen that happen. We have seen gutter balls happen, but we haven't seen it. We haven't seen it. Yes, we've seen gutter ball. We've seen 1 count. We've seen 3 count, but we haven't seen it from Wayne.
That makes him just have to keep it on the lane.
And we're not going to see it from him here,
No, and
and the
that's
game's
it.
over.
Frame too late. Damn, frame too late.
Wayne Porr with a 268, and
Hey,
we need
wait-
to go
wait,
interview the
wait.
champ.
So that match did not go the way the Central and South were hoping it would go. It sure went in favor of the North.
We're waiting for Wayne. Wayne is saying hi, congratulations to everybody. Meanwhile, Wayne's gets to come out and hang out with me for a little bit.
My mom. Yeah. No, go ahead.
Hey, you gotta say hi to your
I
mom.
gotta say hi to my mom.
You gotta say hi to your mom.
She's why I'm here.
She is why you're here, and you're why she's here.
Right.
So now I can call you Wayne. I can call you Guy. I can call you Mr. Porr. I can call you your mom's son,
Correct.
because that would all be things. But now I have to call you World Heavyweight #1 contender. Talk to me about that.
That sounds amazing.
Like that?
That sounds amazing.
A month ago, you didn't even have a belt.
No. Well, actually,
Yeah, a month ago.
And 3 months ago, I wasn't even on the list.
It's true. That's how quick everything can come through. So talk to me about the win.
The first game was a little just getting jitters out. They were missing spares. I just took advantage and just made all my spares. That's what bowling is. I mean, these kids don't understand. Game's about spares. I mean, if you can't strike and these other guys are striking, you got to make spares. I mean, strikes will come, obviously. I just proved it. I shot 190 and then I shoot nothing less than 250.
Let's talk about that game 1. You had the 199. I don't know if you realized it or didn't, or did Dan realize it, that if he struck on that second ball, then he wins that game. So was that even known in terms of anybody doing the math?
So I knew I needed a mark to shut him out, and I threw the ball horribly. I should say I threw it poor, because that goes hand in hand.
That does.
But I threw it bad.
We have dad jokes for everybody, by the way.
So I threw it bad. I split, and then I tried to go for it to lock him out. And on my end, I didn't realize count was that huge that he needed at least a 9 to lock me out at that point. Because if I got 1, it forced him at least double.
Correct and correct.
So I didn't realize that part on my end, but I tried to go for it and not even make him. It didn't matter what he did. So I missed them both.
That's good strategy also,
And
yeah.
it could have cost me either way, but I'm glad it didn't. But I just got the jitters out, shot 199, won game 1, and then just took it the rest of the way out.
Now, what was the difference in adjustment between game 1 and game 2? Game 2, as you said, you were on fire, front 7. And then we'll talk about what you did at the end of that game. I mean, I'm curious about that because we had a theory. But let's start with front 7, game 2. What change did you make? Because you went from, I don't know what I'm doing sort of kind of game 1 to, yeah, this is working game 2.
Like I said, so game one, like, I mean, I've never been here before. I mean, I've been on the PBA stuff. I did a couple of that, but I've never been on I mean, I've won TV events, but I've never been on TV like this. So for game one, it was just getting jitters out. And gladly, I came out ahead and victorious. But I mean, other than that, I just got settled in, and the jitters went away, and I won game one, and that helped me relax myself a little bit and throw the ball a little bit better game two, and I just went off the races.
So, next question. Game two, everything was pretty much done and over with 6th frame, 7th frame.
Yep.
Then you started throwing the ball on the left-hand side, and Ray and I were talking about, originally was, well, you're trying to wreck the line for something, and then we realized that everybody was throwing on the right-hand side. So we're trying to figure out why you were throwing it down the left-hand side.
So I had everything pretty much locked up for me, like you said, in game 6, frame 6 or 7. So I knew what I had on the right. So I was going to just stay off my line where I'm at and I'm playing. I don't worry about what these guys are doing because I can't do what they're doing. But they weren't where I was anyway. So I just stayed off of my line and just went right and just stayed off the right side, period. And because the game was already locked up and over. So I just stayed off my line and just threw balls down the other side.
That was another theory that we had, and that was a very, very intelligent one, which is, again, why you won this.
Right. And then I shot 260. And the bad balls I threw, I threw the ball bad in the first, and I threw the ball bad in the 7th.
I knew it. And the fill ball when it didn't matter.
And it didn't matter. But
so no, you're locked and loaded game 2 and game 3.
Yeah, like I said, I just settled my nerves down, and I knew what I had. I just had to relax myself, and luckily I came out ahead game 1. That way I didn't have to strain myself a little bit because I was down 1-0. I came out one head. I just settled myself down and just threw the ball like God knows how to do.
Good bowlers take advantage when they're given the opportunity, and you certainly did that tonight.
Thank you.
So, well, I should say not tonight, this afternoon. What's your thoughts about tonight?
What's what?
What's your thoughts about tonight? A couple of hours from now, you got a World Heavyweight title match.
Jitters are out now. Now we just go gun-ho. And we go for, like I said, I'm trading my belt in for the world.
There you go. Anything you want to say? Any shout-outs? Your mom, I think, is still out there.
My mom's still here. My girlfriend's still here. Everybody that's supported me and still support me along the way, I thank everybody. I don't know a whole lot of people. They know who I am. I thank all of them. Other than that, and my team, of course. I mean, that's my biggest support. I mean, even though they're not here, they're with me on my shirt, and that's why I support.
Yeah, well, congratulations again, and see you in a couple of hours.
Absolutely. Let's go.
All right, for everybody here, our final score, Wayne Porr 3, everybody else nothing. Wayne will go challenge for the heavyweight title held by Jacob Johnson. Who will win? We'll find out in a couple of hours. This is Gordon Pepper signing off. UBA all day. Frank, question for you. And whatever...
All right, so we're gonna go into the thing that you will see in some college sports, some MLB.
I believe when I was at CBS, when a football game ended early, we said, you get bonus footage and bonus coverage. And that's what we got over here. We got bonus coverage.
Yep. So our initial plan was we were going to package this Vixens match a little different, and we're going to get it out, hopefully later in the week. But since the heavyweight match decided that it was going to be over in like 12 minutes, we're going to go ahead and we're going to watch the Vixens match here. Now, a little bit about the Vixens match is all these matches, because we got more matches later tonight as well, they're fatal four-ways, right? And so every round is a 2-game set. And so as we can see here, the North already got eliminated after game 2. So now we've got Central, Southeast, and Deep South still alive for all the bragging rights that are going to come. And a little bit of money we're going to throw at them too. So I'm not sure who would have won, who was the highest after the first 2 games. So I do apologize for that. I'll try to get you that information as we go on. But right now, you know, we're looking at C-Swag's. Katie's here got, she can spare this strikeout. So she can still get over 2. Casey from Deep South can still get over 2. And the lady from Central, which I apologize, I do not know her name.
Shirley Kelly, I believe.
Okay. You said last name's Kelly?
Yeah, last name's Kelly.
Okay, cool.
First name Shirley.
Shirley, okay. So Shirley.
And if I am wrong, I apologize.
Well, it's too late to apologize.
And it's too late anyway. I'm horrible with names to begin with. I know her last name is Kelly.
All right.
So you can say Mrs. Kelly.
We can say Miss Kelly, not to be mixed with R. Kelly. So we're going to go with Miss Kelly here.
And there's a 5-pin.
And yeah, so.
Casey, you're not going to want to miss a 5-pin now.
I swear Gordon tries to make me deaf sometimes.
Sorry.
But yeah,
as I joke, she's not going to miss a 5-pin.
No, Casey's not going to miss a 5-pin.
She better not, or else she's going to beat me for bowling ball.
Oh.
Nope, she doesn't. No, I've known Casey for a while. She and I are decent friends. Yeah. Casey, social media queen. If you had me to lay money on any of the Vixens, I would put the whole house on Casey. And I say that with the irony of the fact that she right now is in danger of picking up a loss.
Yeah. Well, it'll just be down the first game of this 2-block set. So.
Gotcha. Well, this is game 3 right now, so they're. Oh yeah, that's true.
Yep.
North has got 2 losses, so right now, no one else has got a loss.
Yep.
So I just want to confirm. Now on the 3-way, you got to get 3 wins. It doesn't matter about your losses.
Right.
This one, on the other hand, it doesn't matter about your wins. You can't take any losses, and wins really only count when it's 1-1.
Yep. When it gets to the finals. Yep.
Yep. Now this is interesting because the door has been open for Casey to avoid a loss here. She goes out the door to 195. And that will best the South's 193. Of course, Central is safely through at this point.
Yeah, so got my chat live back up, my live chat back up here since we come to this one. So the North won the men's match. Guy won that one. Goldera was bowling, but Goldera was the first one eliminated. I hope I did not butcher her name at all. Goldera.
Yeah.
Okay. Goldera, she lost that. She was the first one out in the Vixens match. Format is it's a 2-game block, so it's total wood. So that's how the North was out the first one. Right now, this second block is going to start with Central at 227, Southeast at 193, and Casey trying to get it together to get to 195 if she can punch out here in the 10th.
Well, that's a big strikeout because obviously, as you said, games don't matter as much, but you don't want to be low in terms of series because you said 2-game block. So she would most certainly be preferring to be in a position of strength where she would be up 2 over the South than in a position of weakness would be behind 18 or 20. And she will do exactly that.
So this is going to be interesting. This is going to be good.
All right, you got your little calculator activus there. I'm going to give Ray the paperwork because my rep is no longer here. Goldera is out, and I am unhappy. I'll get over it.
Yeah, so we'll update the totals as we go, the 2-game totals here. So hashtag Karma's back. Man, that was a nice strike. I ain't gonna lie, that one.
Beautiful strike.
Yeah, the last time we streamed a four-way match, everybody's favorite tournament director, Douglas. That's when he got butthurt. He hurt his self in that match.
Said everybody's favorite tournament director. I didn't bowl in that match.
Well, I mean, I haven't bowled any of your stuff, so
You have not.
No.
You haven't bowled any of my stuff.
No, I bowled Dougie's stuff though. Out of the bowlers that run tournaments that I have bowled in, I would say that he's my favorite.
And you said he did not get out of game one or match one. Block one.
No, he made it to the finals.
Uh-huh.
He just
Just
literally
win.
got his butt hurt. He literally hurt himself. And that was how Jacob got to go on to defeat Jason Red.
And that's why Jacob currently has the title.
Yep, and that's why Jacob currently has the title.
So right now, it really, whoa. If Skelly keeps shooting like that, it's really going to be between the South and the Deep South, or the Southeast and the Deep South, to see who will go up against Chelan in the final two-game set.
So
Everybody with doubles.
Yep. So
One of the things that I've said all the time is that the Vixens, as a whole, the quality of their scores is better than the guys. I have said that from eternity. What's your thoughts?
I mean, it's true. Pressure better, you know. When you think of some of the great bowlers we've had in the UVA, it's not just all men's list, you know.
Sure.
You can throw Hermie on that list, right?
Of course.
You can throw Segura on that list. You can throw Casey on that list. You can throw Daphne on that list. We've had so many ladies that they don't get picked to bowl just because they need a female. They get picked because they're a hell of a bowler, you know. So there's much love and respect to these ladies at this level because, like you said, their scores are better. They don't overthink stuff, you know.
They make spares.
They make spares, you know, which, you know.
By the way, Segura, 26 in a row at one point in a title match.
That's pretty good. You know, Segura, peer of mine, nice lady. One of my, that's a balk. That's a balk. Casey will reset that, we'll be straight. Yeah, Segura is one that should have included on that list too. You know.
Oh, without question.
Yeah, Segura, she's. I remember watching the stream one that where she just kept striking, and I was like, damn, like is my video broke? Like, are we just watching the same shot over and over and over?
When Jonathan Dansbury held the Northeast Heavyweight title, he was physically frightened that Segura would join the list to go after him.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
I would like to see it. We've had Naj has tried that in the heavyweight list in the Southeast. She made it to the number one contenders match. You know, that's the thing about bowling, man. It's we have different things for genders, but at the same time, it's not necessarily needed. You know, you can make shots, make spares. Oh, that's a 5-7 lead there.
Yeah, I believe the Southeast Vixen is in deep trouble at this point. Because she's trailing both of the other Vixens that are in this match, and she's trailing this one. Yeah. Even though she got a little bit of a break with that 10 pin there. But the problem is that she's still behind Sherilyn.
Yeah.
Not Charlene, Sherilyn. Oh, nice pickup. I said Sherilyn. It is Cheryl Ann, by the way.
Cheryl Ann, okay.
Because once again, Gordon Brutal
I'm just gonna go Karma's back.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen a nickname that's got a hashtag, a space, and an exclamation and a apostrophe, all in the same thing. Like that would shut down social media if you tried to put all that on the internet.
That is true.
So, but I'm Karma's back. She's leading this. I'm not sure if she's even the Central champ.
She is not, by the way. She's representing the Central. She may be thanking the Central later.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the difference between the heavyweight match that we started with and this match now. Because if somebody can't rep their conference in the heavyweight match, too bad, so sad. You know, you're just out of luck.
Right.
In the Vixen welterweight, cruiserweight, capped, uncapped, all those matches, I should almost had that. You can kind of do a next man up thing because they're just bowling for bragging rights and money. The heavyweight, you know, they were bowling for money, but they were also bowling for a chance to be the world champ. So.
Absolutely looking for a spare to put some pressure. Oh.
Come on, Kate.
Okay, Kate right now has got some issues. She's got a 76 in the fifth. As we said before, that strikeout was huge. And I mean huge. Because now she's up, not need to win. She just needs to finish higher than Kate. And she was up by 15. She's now going to be up by at least 26, if not more. Cheryl Lamb to spare.
The good part about Casey bowling stuff is her team, right, travels deep.
Sure do.
And they are always loud. They're proud. They're always they're one of those teams that's really great for the UBA. You know, it's been a joy having them in the Deep South because they're just, you can tell they're all there for each other. You know, and for the right reasons, right? You got some teams that they're all together for the wrong reasons, you know, for shady reasons, whatever, however you want to look at it. But that's generally a really good team. You know, anytime that, you know, I've had the pleasure of bowling them in tour stops, which shameless plug, that'll be streamed by the UBA the end of March in an interconference match. Complete Anarchy will be defeating High Caliber.
They're going to be defeating High Caliber.
Yeah, in Florence.
So there's no reason for anybody to go watch the stream anymore because you've already called it.
Well, you got to think how excited people get for me to be wrong about stuff. You know.
That is true.
They like to think I'm wrong even when I'm not. When they can't read rules and like all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I consider High Caliber a friendly rival. Right? There's no like bad blood or nothing like that. We both have our things that we do for the UBA, where, you know, I'm over a number of things, Casey's over a number of things, because we have the same goals that we're trying to make UBA better, and because we're in the midst of growth, and the growth is our way. It's in the Deep South.
Well, that's the exciting thing. There's so many different places that are getting growth right now in the UBA. Yeah, the Deep South. Deep South is huge.
Yeah.
Midwest is almost certainly coming on board next season. Upstate New York is expanding, so we have this expansion out there, which is fantastic.
Yep.
And one of the things that I think is great is the expansion of the Vixens also coming into play, especially in the South, especially in those areas.
Yeah, I think one of the things that helped us too was is giving the more Vixens a chance with the Vixens tag team. You know,
Absolutely.
when we were able to, we started that with a cap of 410, and because you didn't want a team that had, you know, two heavyweight Vixens, so to speak, to run over it all.
Of course.
You want to make my goal with that, and I can't even take all the credit for it because I had, you know, Casey, Daphne Smith. You know, we all had these conversations about it, and we're trying to get more ladies involved.
Of course.
And that was one of the things that really worked is the cap of 410 means that I can put your 225 on there, but I can't throw another 225 on there.
Yep.
So it helps bring people along. The tag match format, you know, helps with that as well. So, you know, a lot of great things for the ladies out there. The ladies in bowling in general are just getting more and more love. That's why unholy events are popular.
Yeah, well, Katie's not getting any love at all at this point. 3 out of 4 opens actually make it now 4 out of 6,
Yeah.
and she's running out of frames.
Yeah,
And she was already trailing, so deep big trouble.
Yeah, she was one of the first people I talked to today in the center, and we were kind of joking with it that she was just like, she's just here to throw a ball down the lane, right? And I told her I've known some pretty good bowlers that just throw the ball down the lane.
Yeah.
So, you know, having that as your goal isn't the worst thing. You know, I've seen people be champs that, you know, can't hit the same mark twice.
Well, we saw in the heavyweight matchup, we had two champions just struggling the whole entire day. That happens. That's bowling. You're not going to be perfect every single time. You're not going to find the line every single time.
Yeah, because that heavyweight match, Dan had it together, just it was too late. You know, like it just.
And Dan failed an opportunity in game 1, and he had it the game, and he failed in the opportunity in game 3 because he had to carry it in. He didn't. Wayne figured out how he did. There's your game. Casey right now looking to mathematically seal this game. And she doesn't yet, but she probably will from mathematics very sooner than later. Basically, the issue is that Katie's got to go out the door, and Casey's got to do her best impression of Wayne Porr at the end of game 2, which is just throwing the ball on the left side and getting 1 and 2 pins.
Yep. Yeah, because you know, these two that are on the approaches now, these are the two that are going to be moving on to the final, and you know, it's exciting. You know, it's good when you got your conference behind you. You've got your team obviously behind you. You want to see good bowling. You know, I hate that this isn't going to turn out the way Katie would have liked. But you know, Casey's she's gonna do her part. Casey already was a walk-in at one of our Mega Bowl events, and you know, unofficially won the match. You know, we don't make the match stuff official until later on in the week.
It's not official till official, but
yeah.
So far, great weekend for High Caliber.
Great weekend for High Caliber. You know, which is you know, another little shameless plug here, but.
Now, does High Caliber have another match coming up at 7 o'clock that involves a championship?
Yeah, so they got the worst pike, right? The husband.
The hubby pike.
The hubby pike.
Hubby pike.
He is going to be in the uncapped match with Russell. That's his partner in this, and they're in the uncapped 4-way that will be recorded. How we were going to originally record the Vixens match. We're going to record the uncapped match. But if the world title match ends as quickly as the heavyweight match did, then we'll be able to bring you bonus coverage of that as well and keep it going. So this could be a great weekend for High Caliber. Russell, for instance, he also won the Russell Barnes.
Yep.
He won the unofficially. Of course.
These are all unofficial?
Yeah, all unofficial.
So
like, I'm not important to it enough to verify stuff. But him and his partner in the 430 cap was David Merrick, who's also going to be bowling in the welterweight match later. You know, they won the 430 cap. So that it could really be a really great weekend for High Caliber. You know, we got to take advantage of them back closer to home because, you know, they had some issues with some people not available, just some bad breaks they got at some of their tour stops in the Palmetto district. They lost a couple of tour stops in a row, but they're so far ahead in their district. Like, we could beat them really good in a match against them, and they're still going to be first in their district.
Gotcha.
You know, we know, and it's all joking aside, though, because we know that they're capable of beating the snot out of people. So it's going to be good to look forward to watching Russell and Turner Bowl later as well. But that's not the team, though, I'm picking in that match, though. Just gonna say that I picked Casey to win this one, but I picked C-Swag to win the uncapped match later.
Interesting. Brad Kurt's group, from what I've been hearing, especially based off that Eddie from Katie, C-Swag's going to be in full force later on this evening.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they'll be here.
All right, so we are down to 2. We got 2 games
Yes.
They're definitely going to happen because, again, this is not best of. This is 2 games for a 2-game series.
Yep, 2-game total.
Winners shall win the Vixens money. Losers shall not win the Vixens money.
That's right.
Central versus Deep South. Shell M versus Casey.
Yep. And we all know Casey, we talked about her earlier, the social media stuff. I think in one of the interviews you were doing with her earlier, like she's awesome with like her communications and all that kind of stuff. And some of when you look at the Vixens trash talk, like she does it in such a easy way, you know. She's even given her opponents gifts when she's beat them.
Yes.
And it's one of those things where it's like, if you've been on any of UVA's social media stuff, you've more than likely you've seen something that she's done.
Absolutely.
So we got.
We're hearing from the Body Bags Coalition that have showed up.
Yeah, body bags and high caliber here.
Casey's first shot coming down the pike. And I say that sort of pun intentionally. Casey Pike with a pike strike.
Pike strike, oh my God.
Got a pike strike.
No, they don't need any more jersey names. They've got enough. But I have a feeling if they listen to this back, we're going to see pike strike.
Casey Pike strike.
On these damn jerseys. I swear.
I'm actually surprised they didn't think of about that earlier.
Well, I mean,
I should call and ask Turner eventually, but Turner right now is too busy rooting on the Misses.
that could be a nickname that they use in the privacy of their own home too. So like that,
That's true.
So we can't speak for them on that aspect, but
We got 2 pike strikes.
oh God.
I think Casey is too zoned in for her to be listening to my silly commentary. However, Ray has decided that he's going to go and chat with Mr. Pike. Oh, inquiring minds want to know. Inquiring minds really want to know is what Cheryl Ann's going to be doing here to try to match Casey at this point. Here's that ball. That ball looks good. It is. 2-0 for Cheryl, 2-0 for Casey. This is going to be fun. They said, I am a huge fan of the Vixens. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Here comes Ray. Ray is now back with the answer. We're gonna hear momentarily what Ray has just said because he just went over to Turner and asked him.
Yeah, so went to Turner. Turner, great guy, by the way. One of the better lefties that you're gonna find. So in case you haven't noticed, Casey's jersey is Eat Fresh.
Yes.
He's wearing it. Well, Turner will be glad to show you that his is $5 foot long. So
okay, thanks for sharing.
Is what they have on today. So they got a little Subway plug, which okay, I can handle that. There's worse things that could be plugged.
Does he work in a fast food convenience center?
I don't know, but they just went on like a cruise and stuff for like 2 weeks, so he got money whatever he's doing. So
right.
That's all for them. But I asked him about the whole pike strike thing, and they were kind of surprised that is now going to be a thing. Because they haven't had that one before, so
so they didn't even think about it.
So it has not been thought about, So I have a feeling it's going to be on a jersey coming soon.
You're all welcome out there.
Yeah, it's because every time I see them, like they got different designs. Because our primary apparel sponsor, Bolify, does a great job with these jerseys and stuff that they make for us. Make it really easy to do what we need to on them. And every time I see
shout out to Bolify, by the way.
Yeah, every time we see something that every time I see Casey and them at a tourist stop, an event, because Casey's our events coordinator in the Deep South, like they got new jerseys all the time, and it's got different sayings. Like Casey's kind of the face of that team. So people just assume she's the owner, but she's got a jersey that will remind you that she is not the owner. So
we have 3 pike strikes, by the way.
Oh, my God.
Looking for 4. Got it. 4 pike strikes.
So So
4 pike strikes, 3 French hens, 2
Oh my
sugar goats, and a partridge in a pear tree.
So we didn't get to see the 300 in the heavyweight match. Maybe we can see the
one here in the Vixens.
Maybe we can see
And we've already said we think the Vixens are better bowlers than the heavyweights. We've said that.
Yep.
No offense to anybody in the heavyweights, but I don't know. Part of me wants to like just go here. Here's some money. I'm going to put you in WCS Vixens, even though I can't do that. I'm not allowed.
That's a good ball right there,
Oh,
too.
great ball.
That's karma.
Carmen's back. Right now, if she was on the men's side in game 1, she would be destroying everybody. So
Yeah.
to point that out there.
Yeah, it'd be a game over already.
Because I'm pretty sure I've seen all the games I've seen her so far have all been in the 2s. There's not been anything lower than that. Kelly up in the 5th frame. This is game 1 of the final 2. This is done in a series block. And 7th.
Yeah, the way she throws the ball, she kind of has the drop, the early drop where you almost wait like the ball to kind of start spinning itself and take off. I think she just dropped it a little bit further back than she wanted to right there. But she was ready to.
Very nice game so far. And again, that would be better than what any of the guys have thrown game 1. However, she is going to be down by 40 and change. You're going into the 5th frame because Casey Pike has not made a mistake. Shot coming up, that ball looks good. Oh, no, it is not.
So would that be a flat pike?
That would be a flat pike.
Flat pike, okay.
Flat pike. Flat pike, and then you got to roll in the hook to get the spare. You got to snag the spare. She got it.
It's hard to tell what Casey's emotion when she's like starting to come back, because you can't tell if she's frustrated with what's about to happen on that lane or she's already just that focused on the next shot. So,
yeah, she's got that intense look when she's bowling, which is always fun to see from a bowler because it's not like a ho-hum look. Like, you know it matters to her.
Yeah, and Casey's one of the ones that, like, this is built for her, right?
Yes.
Like, if we kept all these WCS scores, I guarantee you she's in that 230 range, right?
I think so, yeah.
But she's nowhere, she's not near that in league. You know, I want to say it's like 210. And so it's just, she's just built different for this kind of stuff.
WCS makes you a different animal. Not everybody's built for WCS. She clearly is. There's so many good Vixen bowlers that are. I mean, Geraldine Kelly is also. She's just right now dealing with somebody's on the 4-bagger. I mean, you look at it this way. Her first third.
Get there.
Oh. Her first third ball was a strike and not an 8 spare. It's a tie game at this point.
Yeah.
So, except it is not tied now, and she's going to be down. If she doesn't make the spare, she's going to be down by around 38.
Yep, and the thing too in the format change, right, is if this is a straight WCS match for these two,
then you wouldn't care as much.
Yeah, it would be safe.
Like, all right, fine.
Yeah, she could go ahead and start working on the next game, so to speak. But the problem is, with this format, she's got to keep the pins falling.
What counts?
You know, because she needs the pins. You know, and because she's sitting there, and she's already down what 100 and or not 100, excuse me, 129 to 113, like 40.
So she's
40
down around 30. She's down 36 pins right now. Could be 46 if Casey doubles. Oh, there's a strike to cut the bleeding.
Good strike.
It's a good strike, but yeah, this counts. You can't just shrug as you said, you can't shrug the shoulders and go, okay, well, I can go to game 2. Game 2, it's not only do you need to win, you need to win by more pins than you lost in game 1.
Yep.
I mean, that's the best way to think about it, instead of people going, well, you know, the series is this, whatever. It doesn't, the numbers don't matter. The difference between the numbers matter. And Casey right now wants to make that difference between the numbers as big as humanly possible, and that is a big way to do so. And let's put it this way. If Casey goes out the door 279, if Miss Kelly goes out the door 233, so what she's hoping for is to at least keep it at 40 or down, so at least she has a chance. If she lets this game get away from her, then you're looking at the new, well, not the new, but the, well, I guess new.
Well, it'll be our first,
since
we've had 4 conferences, it'll be the first time that we've had
first fatal 4-way winner.
Another ball. Watch it. But the thing was, like we saw earlier, she's going to walk this off a minute. She's going to reset. A lot of people don't reset. They get back. You see it in the league all the time,
Absolutely.
too. People just walk back to the end of the damn approach, and then they think that they're good, then they end up leaving a split.
And then they throw a crappy shot.
Yeah, and it's just like, you know, so she comes back. This is like a lesson for kids out there, you know. Reset, you know.
Absolutely.
And then your balk doesn't really matter.
Case in point.
I mean, that's just.
Or case in pike.
Case in pike. Oh, Jesus Christ. So yeah, like that. You know that. You know, you'll hear the balks and you hear all that kind of stuff, like at a UBA event and stuff. You know, giving people a hard time, but she did the right thing. She stepped off.
Absolutely did the right thing.
You know, came back and reset. She's done it twice that we've got to see, and she struck both times. So, good lesson for all the kids out there.
Kelly coming up, needs to not do what she did the last frame. Ooh, 7-pin. And again, unfortunately, I mean, 203 is nothing to sneeze at all, but that's fatal if she does that because she's going to be down 70 pins. Then, and again, you do 1, then you need to do better on the second game than you did in the first. So if you're down by 70, that means you need to win the second game by more than that. Kelly makes this fair. 9 frame coming up. Casey up by around 56 pins, looking for more. Shot coming up again, leading the strike. Oh, and now she's losing it on both pairs.
Yep.
Then she can only sit and watch and hope that Casey does not go out the door.
Well, I think she needs to hope that Casey forgets how to bowl.
Needs to hope that Casey goes to the land of the red numbers.
Stay
no,
on
she got it.
Okay, she got it. Okay. So yeah, because I mean, Casey goes out, and she's going to be down at least 80. You know, I mean that's going to be tough. And I mean,
it'll be, yeah, and well, she's going to be down 80, assuming that she strikes out.
Yeah.
If Casey goes out and she doesn't strike out, then you're looking at trip digits, and that is almost, not always, but almost game over.
Oh, okay.
Well, that is exactly what Kelly needed, was that. She probably would have preferred a 10-pin to go along with it, but that will at least stop the bleeding. And more importantly, that stops at 279. And if she can keep it within the 60, 70-pin range, it's not ideal, but Kelly is good enough that she can throw a whole string of strikes on her own.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kelly's going to need to go at least the front 2. At least get the first 2 in the 10th.
Ooh.
Hey, that would have picked up the 10-pin too if it had been still standing there. So
that is true.
That's a good shot there. Because,
Mike up by 55 going into the 10th frame, and again, as Reyes said 8,000 times, and he's going to say another 8,000, which is important. Wood is important. Margin of wood is huge.
Yep.
Pike right now, 10th frame, first shot. Pike strike. By the way, Casey has not missed on lane 53 this entire game. Shot here, shot number 2. Nope. I'm sure Kelly was hoping that was a frame ago, but it is not. Casey will finish somewhere in the 240s. So this could be an opportunity. If you're Shell and you go out the door, it's a 202, but more importantly, you're cutting it to around the 40 mark. 40 is not insurmountable. 40 is very makeable. Casey will finish with a 246, which is an excellent game for anybody.
Yeah, I think if Carmen can get up here and she can put a couple good shots together here in the 10th, at least make Casey think about it a little bit more. Ooh.
Another 7-10.
Yeah.
Well, now the one thing that she's got to figure out quickly is how to adjust.
Yeah.
If it takes her half the game to figure out where to finally throw a strike ball, it's going to be too little too late.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. She's got to come out of the gate.
Yeah.
Throw ball coming up.
Every pin possible.
There's the strike. That could be something that helps propel her. At the end of game 1 of the final 2-game block, Casey Pike, 246. Cheryl and Kelly at 191. Going in game 2. Now, that is a difference of, what, 55 pins?
Yeah.
I was going to say, if Cheryl needs to give Casey no chance to breathe, and it's looking like the exact opposite, and if it stays like the exact opposite, that's game over. Right, difference is 56 pins. There's a strike from Cheryl. Up. And again, Kelly has got a road to hoe here. She not only has to win, she has to win by a whole lot of pins, but that is a huge double.
It's a good start, good start.
Great start for Cheryl, and she's got to put the pressure on. Casey looking to respond.
Oh my
Not
God.
only does she not respond, there's an 8-10.
I thought it was going to be at worst a flat 10. I didn't know we were going to leave the 8 there too.
Well, Cheryl needed a combination of her striking and Casey making mistakes And she needed that, and she got it, at least right now early. She'll do what she needs to do. She gets the one. All of a sudden, again, now she's down potentially, if she'll throws the next two, Casey's down 32 pins, and that is more than half of what Cheryl needs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the thing about bowling, man. It ain't over till it's over. And I got all the confidence in the world in Casey, but, you know, her competition is her competition for a reason. And she's no slouch.
She is not. 10 pin.
Yeah. So the main thing for Casey, I think, is she just got to not think about the lead that she had. Right? She just needs to make the best shot that she can. Because if she can just kind of go clean, she'll probably be okay. But she's still going to need help from Kelly, though. You know, Kelly, I mean, cause obviously if Kelly goes
Trey.
Yeah, I mean,
then the game's over. Yeah,
Yeah.
then she's going to win.
Yeah. So it's just, you know.
Because right now, I mean, theoretically, 248, she's already dropped 52 pins on the table.
Yep.
So in order to guarantee that she is going to be okay, she's got to strike the rest of the way.
Yep.
Speaking of which, here's Shell Kelly going in. Got it. 3 in a row.
Oh.
All of a sudden, we got a match here. And it may be not as big as it was near the end of that first game where there's some silliness going on and you saw the wood slowly start falling down. It may be a lot more serious at this point. Cheryl already up by 32, possibly 42 and more, depending on what she does in the fourth frame, and more importantly, what Casey does in the fourth frame, because now all of a sudden Casey's got to start finding strikes and in a hurry. Fourth shot here. There's a shot. No, 4-7.
Yeah, that shot could look kind of weird to me. It looked like it was slow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which normally when it's slow, it kind of overhooks, but that didn't really overhook either. So,
Right.
it just had a very funky roll to it.
It was definitely funky. Oh, that ball's got to hurry. It will. Right now, looking at around a 40-pin lead. Again, Chelan needs to add some more to that. Here's a shot. That ball looks a little high. 310. You're starting hearing some concern from the high caliber crowd.
Yeah, you definitely hearing it. They definitely can feel that the ass whooping that she was putting out, it looked like she was gonna put out the first 8 frames of that last game. They can feel it kind of slipping, but and then she missed that one. But her team, if she can throw a strike here, you're gonna hear a pop like she just shot at 300. You know, that's how great her team is, and how much they support what she does.
Yeah. However, that lead, that 56-pin lead, has vanished. And you're right. This one needs to be a strike, and not only is it not, it doesn't hit the head pin. 1, 2. Yeah, that's what I thought. 1, 2, 4, 8. All of a sudden, advantage shifting to Kelly.
Yeah, that's definitely the thing, and that's why we bowl these, you know. You know, that's why we bowl. You know, it's never over until it's over.
Never.
Hopefully she
Makes it spare.
spared that. See, that's a good spare. Got a little crowd noise there on the spare, right? It's better than them damn red 8s up there. So
It is better than the red 8s. However, and a big however, Cheryl needs to put on the pressure. More importantly, she still has not beaten Casey by as much as what she lost to first game. So she's a double, however, will fix all of that in a hurry. Will she get the single start? Yeah, no, she won't. 10-pin.
It's like Casey's leaving the door open for her, but then it's like she doesn't know it's open. Yeah, I saw it.
She'll go for the spare. She'll make it.
Ooh.
So we're going to the second half of game 2 in this block. Cheryl lost the first game by 56. She is up by 42. She's got to, next 5 frames, she's got to pick up another 16 pins. Now I'm assuming if they wind up tying, we got a 2-frame roll-off. But I'm not going to assume. I'm going to ask the coordinator.
What was that?
If they tie, 2-frame roll-off?
Yeah, if they tie, it'll be a 9-10-frame roll.
Big strike, and here come the body back crowd. Not just a body back crowd, there's a bunch of Central Conference people out there. I see SBC, I even see Garden Foundation, I see a bunch of people, and they're all rooting on Miss Kelly. Now, can Casey pick up the pace? Right now, she is up. She is not up by much, and she will not be up if there's another open here. 6th frame coming up. That ball is high. It's good.
Oh, that looked good.
Nice tight shot from Casey.
Kinney.
Once again, Gordon, the man of brutalizing names, has struck again.
That's right.
It's Cheryl and Kinney, not Kelly. So I apologize to everybody listening in who right now wants to go, Gordon, what the heck is that?
Yeah, remember Gordon's getting older, folks. He's getting
I
older.
am.
It looks
Casey
good.
And now looking, it does look good. It is.
Oh boy. I'm surprised. I'm glad you didn't say what you were saying the first game, Gordon. I appreciate that.
What?
About their New Jersey nickname. You can't forget that. You forgot that fast?
Oh, no, I did not forget that fast. Wait. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I'm saving that for later.
Okay. All right.
Because when I was using it, she was striking. I haven't used it because she hasn't struck.
I mean, I see you going for the body bags. I mean, I understand that. That roll was really weird.
That was a weird roll that not only stops the bleeding for Casey, now that adds a little bit more pressure on Miss Kinney. I'm getting the name right now. Someone will make the spare. 8th frame coming up. Casey is down in this game by 32, but she's up on the overall wood by around 25, and that's the important number.
Yep.
That ball looks good.
Yeah, that was a great shot.
It is.
Good.
Beautiful shot.
That's one of those shots that makes you want to forget the first game ever happened.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Miss Kinney goes out the door, 247. Casey goes out the door at 225. However, she will lose by less than what she won in game 1. So right now, advantage Casey Pike. Casey Pike coming up, looking for 3 in a row. Aye.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Well, that's not 3 in a row, that's 4. And see, that's not a pike strike. That is pikes on a stick. Because we're talking about the spear pikes, and there's 4 of them.
4, 7, 9, 10.
If she does not make this, Sherlyn will have the lead in the match, and she will not, and Sherlyn will. Best case you can do right now is 187. Sherlyn can go out the door for a 247. That is 60. That is much more than the first deficit. That will be good enough.
Yeah, that's not looking good for Casey right now. Those 3 red numbers up there, red boxes.
Yep. 9 frames, got to have something. There's not. 10 pin. Obviously, needs to make the spare here. She does.
And she needs some help now.
Well, A, she needs some help, and B, she needs to hope that when she comes up there in the 10th frame, the game is not locked out, because it could be. It looks like Miss Kinney has figured out the 6 and the 8th frame, figures out. Keep in mind that the 10th frame is where she's going to finish. Now, can she get past the 9th? Strike here gives her the lead.
Oh, good shot. Man. He was trying to throw a little mojo out there, trying to throw her off.
You're trying to throw a magic pike down there.
Yeah.
Best that Casey can do. 177. Yeah, adding 46 pins to that. Needs 226 category. Kinney, first strike here for the win. Got it. Kinney is going to come back from almost 50 pins down to win this one. Wow.
Yeah, that's something. That's very impressive.
That is very impressive.
I can't even say that it's not. Like, that's very. I'm in awe, honestly.
Didn't like that one. Doesn't matter. They all fall. Kinney's going to finish in the 240s. If she throws a strike here, she'll be up by 110. Best case you can do is be down by 70. And as we all know, that is not as much as what she won. That is more than what she won first game by.
Yeah, that's crazy. You know, she stepped up for her conference, bowled this match. That's very impressive. And go give another shout out to Casey though, because you know a lot of people once they're locked out, they just get up there and don't give a shit. And she's up there and she's still just striking, and she's gonna do everything that she can here. And
Casey was fantastic the whole entire match.
yeah. You know. It's crazy.
Okay.
You know her better than I do. For the team, at least.
All right, no problem.
So Gordon's gonna conduct an interview here for us real quick with Miss Kenny. We were calling her by her name wrong the entire time. We apologize. We'll blame Gordon for that, of course. Yeah, they're gonna. Gordon's gonna go out here on the lane and have some words here.
Low one.
Place this down so she doesn't trip over. I'll get her in 1 quick second. Great match.
I'm moving, thank you.
No, don't worry about it. Take your time. Great match.
She gonna make me work really hard. I was like, okay, let's lock in.
3 splits on that right lane and kick my ass.
Yeah. First of all, I'm going to let her pronounce her name because I must have said 5 or 6 different variations of it.
My name is very easy. Gordon just
Not
didn't
for
want to
me.
pronounce it right. It's
No,
Cheryl
I did not.
Lynn, kind of like the singer. If y'all know who I'm talking about, Cheryl Lynn.
That part, okay, I got that right. I feel good now. I feel good. That I got right. Your last name I did not.
Kenny.
I called you Kelly, but it is Kenny. But I did get the Cheryl Lynn part right.
Where'd you get Kelly from?
I don't know.
It's Gordon.
I'm good at mutilating people. The one thing I'm also good at is not mutilating scores, and more importantly, score counts.
That's always a plus.
So,
Names can be fixed. Score counts can be fixed, but you know.
and more importantly, victory, which is yours, also not a question at this point. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you so much. These ladies definitely pushed me. And then Casey, of course, she was like, okay, I'm done playing around with you. So at least that's how I felt. I was like, oh, word. She about to tear me a new one. So I tried to lock in, do what we do as bowlers.
Well, consistent. First of all, consistent the whole entire match, all 6 games. Consistent on that. It didn't feel that at any point, with the exception of that first game in the last block, didn't feel like in any point that you were in danger of thinking about being in danger of falling down or losing a game at all. Like, you were consistent throughout the whole entire match. So talk to me a little bit about that, and then we'll talk about Game 5.
So consistency has been one thing that I've been striving myself on. My son just hitting the same target, repeating shots. That's something that me and my husband actually strive on, and I've been trying to work on that more. I haven't really been in the game mentally, but I've been throwing it better as long as I'm just go have fun, just repeat shots. And that's how I felt all day. Like, okay, you can get to the pocket, just get to the pocket and make your spares, because spares win games, right?
Absolutely. There you go.
So that's where I was at with the consistency-wise. I'm like, just keep throwing it good. Don't make a big change. Don't do anything drastic. How we get when we leave a lot of 10 pins, 4
sure.
pins. Just keep going. Just, make the little tweaks. And that's where my consistency has definitely been built up. I've been building it.
Game 5, Casey came out on fire. She I'm not going to say you dug a hole for yourself because you really didn't. She dug a hole for you.
She did. She definitely did. Missed opportunities. I actually told my husband, I was like, I stood in the wrong spot on 54, and I was like, you missed, but that might push through, and I left to split the 4-7-10. I was like, okay, regroup. And I'm just trying not to get ahead of myself, not to get in my own head. And, came out last game and regrouped.
Last game you did, one thing that I said, 2 things that had to happen. You can hear it back in the replay. A, you've got to come out on fire. You did. B, you got to pressure Casey into making mistakes. She did. You think number 1 led to number 2?
I mean, it's always tough when somebody's throwing strikes at you, and then, the crowd never helps because everybody's in the background. I had one headphone in. I was listening on both sides. I heard everybody cheering for her. I heard everybody cheering for me. But I was like, you know what? Keep pushing. Do what you do best. You always tell yourself, dig in. I dug in. I did what I had to do, and I saw, okay, her ball was running a little bit more. And then when she left the 4-7-9-10, I was like, oh, this might be a chance. But I was like, she could also pick that up. I knew I had to beat her by at least 45, if I wasn't mistaken. So I definitely try to lock in. I mean, again, having strikes thrown at you can be very rough on your mental. I know that from a standpoint, no matter how you look at it, whether it's league, whether it's one-on-one, even on the football field with my son. Like, if the team is running and they just clobbering them, I'm like, come on, y'all got to dig in. Pep talk. I gave myself a mental pep talk. If you can see the front of me while I'm on the lane, I'm talking to myself as I'm walking. I know people are like, she's kind of batch crazy.
Oh, no, I've done that frequently. It's I understand, so not crazy at all.
I mean, like I said, anything I can do to keep my head in the game, in the moment, and that's what I tried to do today, to push back and fight back, of course.
Did a fantastic job, valiant effort on that. Now, 2 more quick questions. Then it will be Miss Kinney time on this. But question number 1. First of all, would you like to say thank you to the champion who did not show up, and therefore you came over here to win and take some money? Add some money to your vacay here.
I will always thank Jenny, but Jenny is actually bowling the cruiserweight. So she made the decision which was best for her, I believe. I mean, I just can't get over the hump when it comes to my title matches back home. So.
I was going to ask you about that. I'm like, you're doing so well here, and
for whatever reason, when it comes to my title matches back home, it's my carry. Like, I feel like I'm throwing it really good, but, you know, there's no defense in bowling.
Yeah.
As they say, there is, but there isn't. And I just can't get over the hump in my title matches.
The Vixens division in Central, I think, my personal opinion, toughest one out of everything. Everybody there is tough.
They are. They very much so. And, like, the good thing is, like, we actually do communicate, and we agree to go different places. You know how some people only are like, oh, well, I have league, and I can't drive past this place. And I'm like, if I can make it to you during the week, I will do that. Sure. And, you know, I'm just like, compromise. It's just like a relationship.
I understand that. Finally, Shirley Kenny, floor is yours. Any shout-outs, anything you want to say? You want to beat me up about calling you Shirley Kelly the whole entire time, that's fine, too. Anything that's on your mind.
I am not upset that you mispronounced my name. A lot of people call me Mick Kenny, and I'm like, there's no Mick in my name. But
I did not do that.
Shout out my family back there, wifey, my big brothers. My husband has disappeared. Oh, he over there running his mouth. And my kid. But, of course, Segura, #1 supporter.
There she is. I know better than to try to give her a microphone with a camera, because that's why I'm currently holding the camera. Segura Wheeler, #1 supporter. Yeah, meanwhile, she's going, yay, and then she's not coming over here.
No,
again, thank you.
Thank you.
Not at all. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Now, on behalf of Sherlyn, Segura, Ray, everybody else, Frank, Gordon Pepper signing off. We will see you at 7 o'clock for the world title match.